all super excited about because who doesn't know a woman or a man? Right? So, well, before we get started, I want to make sure we honor everyone's time. So I'm going to have Dr. Carla Russo just take a minute to introduce herself, and then she's going to be sharing and educating us on our new glutation formula, which is not the tinctures, but the capsules that we have.
Well, good evening, everybody. Thank you for that, Tina. I'm excited to be here to share with you all about this remarkable new formulation. And as Tina said, it is in the capsules and veggie caps at that. And so what's the new thing? Because knowingly, we know that it's worked beautifully, the formula that we had. But the formula that we have now literally has more ingredients, it's more functional, and it's greater value. And that's something we're very excited about. So I want to give you a heads up right now. I'm going to be going through a series of slides, but I'm going to be giving you key phrases and buzzwords that you can use. So grab pen and paper, be ready to write down a few things as I'm going that you're going to be able to use as you're trying to explain to people why they need to try this formula. And better yet, if they question, well, why is it different? How's it different? I want you to be able to very simply convey this information. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen now, and we will get started. So as I said, the new and improved formula, what is it bringing and what do you say to people? You say to them, it has more ingredients, it has more function, and it's bringing you greater value. That in and of itself is something everyone should be so excited for, because the previous formula really was exceptional, and this one takes it to a whole new level. So as we begin, let's talk about something that everyone is somehow battling with, either yourselves or someone you know. But how often do you hear, I'm very tired, I don't have any energy, I've got brain fog, I'm stressed, or someone feels like they're aging faster than they should? Well, all of these things come back to cellular health. They don't have an energy problem. People think that they do, and they're reaching for energy drinks constantly. But in reality, it's at a core level. It's cellular. Now, when you look at the statistics here, it's pretty horrifying. But the truth is that when you give the body the right support in the right dose, in the right preparation, and we know that all of our formulations, we really focus on nanotechnology and the absorption of ingredients, it is a game changer. And that is exactly what we have here. So when you think of in terms of people, they're talking about being very tired, stressed, brain fog, how often they walk around wondering, where's their phone? Where are the keys? And yet they're holding them, right? All of these things cognitively come back to cellular health. So I want to stress with you that as you're moving forward, and as we continue to talk about oxidative stress and inflammation, for those of you that were at Diamond Code, or anyone who's ever listened to me knows that I'm a big proponent of, if we can address the inflammation, which is the root cause of all disease, it really is. When we can address that, you will automatically begin to shift how every organ in your body is going to respond to supplementation and how it's going to respond to stressors. So really addressing this is key. So now when you have V-glutation, this new formula, here's what you can anticipate. Now, this is the differentiation between the old and the new. I shared with you, it's about having more ingredients, more functionality that's bringing you greater value. Now, previously it was one capsule. Now it's going to be 2 veggie caps with our proprietary blend, which is extraordinary. We know that everything Dr. Tony has ever created has been truly remarkable and truly game-changing. And then when you consider the fact that he's now taken our wonderful formula from the past and enhanced it by adding additional bonus products to it, which we're going to talk about here in just a moment, it's really key. But notice I keep stressing certain buzzwords, because this is how you're going to want to explain it to people. It's how you need to understand it, and it's how you want to convey the information without saying too much other than it's amazing. It's going to help at a greater level. It took a simpler formula and made it more complete and made it completely functional. Now, the term functional for me is very important, because by profession, so I'm a double doctorate, I'm an ND, PhD, and my specialty is integrative and functional wellness. So when I say to you that this truly, this singular product can actually change one person's entire being, that is literally what it can do, in that it supports at the cellular level. When you're supporting at the cellular level, you are affecting every organ. So then as we're taking our other wonderful products, whether it's the V-Organix for the liver or the V-Iterin for kidney, and so on and so forth, you are now addressing root level causes and supporting systems from an antioxidant standpoint that's going to enhance how everything else in our product line works, and it enhances your overall well-being. Now, when you consider the key ingredients of L-glutathione, L-cysteine, and alpha-lipoic acid, it tells you there on this slide what they do. But the key ingredient that I want to share with you is it's the L-cysteine. That helps your body naturally make more glutathione. So as you're supporting the body by taking glutation consistently, and consistency is the key, married together, the synergy of the L-glutathione, the L-cysteine, and the alpha-lipoic acid, not only is it now affecting at a cellular level from an antioxidant standpoint, neutralizing the free radicals, enhancing the production, your natural production of glutathione, but it is also supporting your metabolic resilience. Metabolic health is key, especially for anyone who's either pre or post menopausal or battling some weight issues. This is going to be a wonderful adjunct to someone on that journey of trying to better improve their health as a whole, but also specifically wanting to address weight, excess weight. This is going to be very supportive in that way as well. Now, as it's supporting the body doing this, it's also supporting you from a detox standpoint, from an immunity standpoint. I can't say enough good things about this, but it's important that you understand that these are the key ingredients that are now enhanced by these complementary ingredients. Vitamin C, we know, has a lot of benefits, and most people always think of vitamin C when you're not feeling so well or have a cold. You kind of increase your dosage there. But the truth of the matter is that vitamin C is such an effective supplement, an antioxidant, supportive so deeply at a cellular level that it's actually used daily, even in oncology and in cancer situations. So you can imagine that the fact that we now have high dosing of vitamin C in here paired with L-glycine, it is truly wellness at its pivotal point in a capsule to help truly with the antioxidation of it, but also with the support of fighting off bad cells that over time become bad disease. So really being able to get in front of it and supporting your body and doing all the necessary dietary and lifestyle changes is the game changer here. You've added now into the equation the fact that we've had the turmeric, the riboflavin and niacin, and the formula takeaway being the broader support. But the turmeric is anti-inflammatory, which definitely affects everything from head to toe. And the riboflavin and niacin not only support cellular metabolism and the energy aspect of it, but we also know that niacin is very good for the circulatory system. So now think about it. So as your blood is flowing through your body, through your veins, it's carrying antioxidants, it's gobbling up free radicals, it's actually improving the health of your cells, but it's also going to improve the health of how you feel as far as your other organs go, meaning how your heart functions, your breathing. These are key and critical components. So super, super exciting. And so having added these complementary ingredients to the key ingredients truly, truly is something not to be missed. So why the new formula is better? Well, like I said, not only is it something that is going to help you at the cellular level, but it builds the pathway for everything else to function better in your body. And that's critically, critically important when you look at the fact that it is a more complete formula that by itself is going to do all of those things, but it's actually collaborative and cohesive to work with everything else in our line. You end up with not only a better formula, but a better result. A better result will end up with better health, and better health leads to better life, obviously. So I'll tell you this, and I'll end with these key points. It is a science-backed formula. It supports all of these designated areas as I've shared. But the most important part, and I'd love to hear Tina just sort of chime in on this, is when you truly give the body what it needs, and when you truly are able to start to control inflammation in the body, and you can support organ health, you can support function on a day-to-day by properly putting in the right supplement, The end result, because she being in radiology sees the body from the inside, as she says, you can create miracles by doing the right thing. And so it's very, very exciting. And so, Tina, I'd love to hear what you think of glutation.
Well, when I did my research on this one compared to the old formula, which
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of formulas out there give you the glutathione, but they miss the
Right.
other components, which is the precursors to
Mm-hmm.
help your own body make it, and then the recycle, right? The
Right.
redox, they call it, the reduction, the oxidation, so that makes the glutathione last longer. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why I'm so excited. And we all know that every cell in our body needs this product. Like, I can't think of one organ system, one thing that couldn't benefit from a product like this. We think about glutathione being the master antioxidant, detoxing, like you just shared, Dr. Carla.
Yeah.
But this one is just, I feel like it's like two levels up from what we had before. So I'm super excited to see people use this and to see how people feel on it.
And so I just received a question. And so people are asking, so what's the difference then with the glutation plus? So it's a delivery system. It is essentially just a delivery system. I personally, and I'm speaking for myself and what I do with my clients, I have them on both and I myself take both. But if you're only going to opt for one, it's just choosing which delivery method you would prefer. Both are exceptional. Both are going to render the same result. You cannot go wrong one way or the other. But if you really want to be on top of your health, I personally do the glutation drops in the morning and I do them again at bedtime. And then I take the actual capsules midday when I take my supplements.
Yeah, same. Makes a lot of sense, right? It's all about the
Absolutely.
bioavailability of each one.
When you can get in front of inflammation and you can really begin to address the free radicals from an antioxidant standpoint, I'm telling you, you are truly curtailing and giving your body's natural ability to fight disease, chronic disease, at the optimal level. You're literally doing everything you possibly can at that point so that hopefully and Lord willing, you've prevented a lot of problems in the future. At a minimum, if you're already in that situation, you can halt the progression of disease by ridding the body of the damaged cells and reproducing the healthier cells. And so there's so much to be said at whatever stage in your wellness journey that you're in. This is a key ingredient to add to your daily life for sure. You just went silent on me, Tina.
Can you hear me now?
I can.
Okay. Somebody, I must have got muted. I was going to say thank you so much for that. That was so informative, so education. And I truly believe, and I know you believe the same, is education, simple education, which I don't know if you guys thought that was simple, but to me, that was a simple breakdown. So it's easy to understand. Then it's easy to share and promote, which is going to be the backbone of what Vital Health is doing here, right? That's what makes people love our formulations is educating and then realizing how unique, how on top of our formulas. Like I always say, whoever's doing the formulations in this company, they are getting it right. So thank you, Dr. Carla. Could you just let people know where you're located and just a little bit more about your background? I know you touched on it.
Absolutely. So I am located in Dallas, just outside of Dallas, Texas. I've been here for 26 years. And as I shared with you, so I've been in healthcare my entire career. I started initially as a nurse and then got my master's in clinical nutrition, then went to med school, then got my PhD. And so my focus is training, working with physicians on how to incorporate naturopathic, homeopathic practices into their patient care. In other words, write less prescriptions and treat the patient more organically. Everything I teach is measurable, meaning, if the thyroid is this and you go and do these things, natural supplements, and then you retest the thyroid, it's going to be greatly improved. Glucose levels, I have this every day here in VHG. All of my clients daily, I get numbers recorded and shown to me dropping, hypertension dropping. We talked about this at Diamond Code. So my passion is education. is working with individuals, educating them, but also keeping it simple, which is why I shared with you all when I started, write down the key things. It's to protect, it's to detox, it's to thrive, it's cellular regeneration, it's more value, it's more function, and not getting into the clinical aspect of it because it'll confuse people as to why something new. The
Mhm.
previous was exceptional. This is just more value. And then the difference between capsule versus the drops, it's delivery system. It's a preferential thing. Either one is great. Together, they're amazing.
Agree. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And then I guess we will just take the last 15 minutes and I am going to go over the hormonal products.
Okay.
So super excited to share on that. I'm going to go ahead and I do have some slides to pull up here real quick. Everyone can see these. All right, we're good to go. Okay, so I just wanted to share just a little bit more about myself. I'll just do a quick introduction. My name is Tina D'Angelo, and I live in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm an international wellness educator, a diamond, and a member of the Vital Health Global Wellness Advisory Board. Professionally, I've spent over 26 years, I cannot believe it, in medical imaging. So, like Dr. Carla said, looking inside the human body real time. But I also spent 17 years educating the next set of healthcare professionals, nurses, doctors, teaching anatomy, physiology, disease processes. So, a lot of clinical hand on education. And I still work at a hospital. So that background deeply shaped how I view health, especially like Dr. Carter said, at the cellular level and how important it is to support the body before the imbalances become something bigger. And that's how I approach is through education and empowerment. So this is just going to be a really quick product education on V Harmony. I don't know if anyone has gotten it yet. We were just able to order it. I know some of the diamonds were able to get it a little further ahead. But this is a women wellness formula. So it's designed to support balance, help with menstrual cycle health, and emotional well-being. But here's the key word, harmony, right? Women's bodies are constantly responding to stress, sleep, nutrition, life stages, hormones, gut health, and environmental exposure. So V Harmony is designed to support women from multiple angles, not just one symptom or one pathway. It's a daily women's wellness formula designed to help support harmony from the root. So these are statistics, so I think I'm able to share these. Many women experience cycle changes, right? We know a lot about them, being a woman, PMS, mood changes, fatigue, hormonal shifts, discomfort. So these things are common, but it doesn't mean women have to ignore them or push through. So what I want you to notice is that women's wellness challenges often overlap. So a woman may not just have one issue, she may feel tired, bloated, moody, irregular, stressed, like her body feels off. Let me know if that sounds like you or someone you know. I think we feel that a lot. So I just want you to take a look at these stats. Many women are dealing with some level of imbalance. So whether that shows up as one of these things, cycle irregularity, heavy periods, hormonal disorders, challenges, symptoms, anxiety, fatigue. So this is why support needs to be more complete. And I just want to say we're not diagnosing or treating medical conditions here. We are just simply educating on how nutrition and targeted ingredients, like our formulas, these ingredients have already been proven. So we're not telling you anything that hasn't already been proven, right? So they can support the systems involved in women's wellness. So some of the common things that can influence hormonal balance. Um, so hormonal imbalance can be affected by life stages, genetics, stress, poor diet, poor sleep, endocrine disruptors. I don't know if you guys know what an endocrine disruptor is. We're exposed to them all day long. They're chemicals, the food, the environmental exposures that may interfere with normal hormone signaling. Like, think of the plastics, the packaging we use, the personal care products like lotion, shampoo, skincare, sunscreen, household cleaning products, pesticides, herbicides, flame retardants, food exposures. We simply cannot avoid it all. So when the body is under pressure, these symptoms may show up in different ways. And some of these are the different ways, like irregular cycles, menstrual discomfort, infertility, bloating, migraines, acne, right? Irritability, anxiety, fatigue, low libido. The important thing here is to help people connect the dots. So these symptoms are often not random. They may be signals that the body needs support with stress, hormone metabolism, nutrient status, blood sugar. I know Dr. Carla talked about that. Gut health and inflammation. So V-Harmony basically supports five main areas: the regular menstrual cycle, related symptoms like pain, edema, when you feel like you're gaining water, bloating, estrogen, progesterone balance, emotional well-being, and that healthy microbiota, which I'm going to talk about more. The last one is important because gut and the intimate vaginal microbiota are connected to women's wellness. We don't think about that, but the gut plays a role in hormone metabolism, immune response, inflammation, balance, even mood. So when we say restore balance and harmony from the root, we are talking about just supporting those underlying systems that influence how a woman feels month to month. So harmony is not just a hormonal product, it is a broader women's wellness formula. So it does help with some hormonal support, but it also helps with emotional and the menstrual cycle and the microbiota. So this can help in regular, women who are menstruating. It also can help with perimenopause, where estrogen and progesterone may kind of rise and fall unevenly and more unpredictable. So let's dive into some of the main ingredients. I know that's why we're here. So three of the most important ingredients: the myoinositol and the D-triinositol, the resveratrol, and the DIM. So the myoinositol and the D-trio, I know these are big words, are often used in women's wellness because, like the word says, it supports insulin sensitivity. So this is going to help with having your cycles more regular. It's even going to help with ovulation support. Blood sugar, because insulin signaling can play a major role in hormonal balance. I don't know if people knew that, especially women that struggle with irregular cycles or metabolic stress. Resveratrol is a plant-based antioxidant. It supports healthy aging and inflammation. So again, metabolic wellness and hormone modulation. It is also commonly discussed as supporting healthy androgen balance, which you're going to hear me talk more about that with the men's product. So this can matter for women dealing with symptoms related to excess, or that means an overage of androgen activity, because women also produce a small amount of testosterone that can exert stronger than ideal effects in a woman's body that we'd like. The DIM, now this is a big word. It stands for diindolylmethylene. I hope I said that right. It is a compound I know that's why they abbreviate it. That's a compound that's connected to cruciferous vegetables, like broccoli, Brussels sprouts. This is going to help support estrogen metabolism. So the simplest way to explain DIM is that it just simply helps the body process and break down and balance the estrogen. So we've got even more ingredients that really help round out this formula. I know some of you guys are really excited about saffron, right? And that's included for the mood, the emotional well-being, the libido. So that's why it's going to help support their overall wellness. It's one of the ingredients that makes the product feel more complete because it supports how a woman feels emotionally, not just hormonally. Vitamin E is provides the antioxidant support. So this is also going to help for cycle and reproductive support. Magnesium and vitamin B6. So that's a powerful combination for menstrual pain, bloating, mood, irritability, just relaxing the area and the stress, overall stress response to the body. So many women can relate to needing support in this area. And then B2 and B3 support energy and cellular function. And the ALA, the alpha lytic acid, adds antioxidant support and metabolic support, which is in our new glutation. So I love that. The vitamin C is also an antioxidant. So again, protection and just helping with the body's stress. So you can see the Harmony formula is very layered. So it's helping support the whole woman, hormones, mood, metabolism, microbiota, like the everyday resilience that we have to go through. So it's supporting women across all different life stages. Like I said, for the perimenopause, right? It may support estrogen metabolism, mood, stress, balance, microbiota when there's a time when the hormones can fluctuate. And for postmenopausal, I know I get asked this, it still may be valuable as an antioxidant support, estrogen metabolism, just overall wellness, emotional well-being, and of course, the gut and the microbiota. So it doesn't force hormones. I just want to be really clear. It doesn't give your body those hormones. It supports the systems that help manage those hormonal transitions more gracefully. So I just want to continue with our last couple ingredients. The Lactobacillus plantarum, this is a probiotic strain, is beneficial. So this is what they put into this formula that's going to help with the intestinal balance and that intimate vaginal wellness. And again, I have to say that's tied closely to even pH. So immune health, inflammation, we all know how the gut works in our body. And then secondly, the zinc. So this is a key mineral that supports hormone health, immune function, skin health, emotional wellness. Zinc also plays a role in reproductive health and normal cellular function. And then third, safety matters. So our product, B Harmony, is designed to be well-tolerated formula for all the safe ranges, but we always want to remind people to consult their physician, especially if you're pregnant, nursing, taking medication, have a diagnosed condition, or under medical care. So now that we understand the ingredients, let's talk about how to get started. So women's hormones naturally fluctuate throughout the month and continue to shift every season. So that's why, in my opinion, consistency is going to be so important. Um, so what from my research and what we were told by the formulations is it's a good starting point to do 3 capsules a day. So this is going to give your body time to experience the benefits, right? And a great goal would be to use it consistently for at least 2 to 3 months, allowing time for at least 2 full cycles if you're still menstruating. And as you begin to feel supported, you can transition to 2 capsules daily for maintenance. And then again, hormonal wellness is not an overnight process. So our hormones do not take days off. Sometimes I wish they did. So consistency every day is going to be key. So this is just an easy product to share, in my opinion, because you do not need to be a hormone expert or someone like Dr. Carla and I, right? You're not going to go diagnosing anyone. You simply just have to start conversations, right? Almost every woman can relate to changes in energy, mood, sleep, her cycle, right? Just that overall sense of balance. So simply ask questions, listen, and educate. You might say things like, Have you noticed changes in your energy, mood, sleep, or monthly cycle? Or would you be open to learning about a daily nutritional product designed to support women's hormonal wellness? So, again, keep it simple, use the product consistently, share your personal experience, honesty, right? That's the best. Don't have to overhype, and then follow up. So we're not promising these miracle overnight fixes, but we are definitely offering women a simple routine. And honestly, how many women do you know? I know a lot. So we can help a lot of people. And just remember, focus on support education, not diagnosing. Avoid claims that the product treats or cures things like PCOS, PMS. Those are actually diagnosed disorders. Corrects or cures in hormonal imbalances or replaces medical care. I know we get so excited sometimes. So consult your medical professional always regarding diagnosis. So that is Harmony. I'm going to go ahead for the sake of time. I know we might have a few questions, but I'm going to roll right into Prime. So this one is our men's wellness formula. And guess what? Men go through hormonal changes too, right? They just don't talk about it like the women, but that's going to change. So the key message is that V Prime is designed again to support men from multiple angles, not just one area like testosterone or libido, but the bigger picture of men's health. So as men age, they may notice changes in energy, strength, performance, drive, confidence, mood, sleep, prostate or urinary wellness. V Prime was created to support those areas in a natural daily way. So again, more stats. I love the stats. Many men experience changes as they age. So especially around the energy, libido, strength, confidence, hormone balance. So sometimes this is connected to aging, but lifestyle plays a big role too. So a lot of men don't always talk about these things. They may just feel tired, less motivated, less confident, or like they're not recovering the way they used to. As men age, especially starting around their 40s and 50s, many notice changes in how they feel, just like women, right? It may show up as low energy, less motivation, slower recovery, reduced strength, changes in libido, changes in confidence, or even more belly fat. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? The infamous dad bod, right? So that's why it's important to understand that these changes don't come from one thing. It's usually a combination, like I said, age plus lifestyle. So, stress, poor sleep, lack of movement, processed foods, alcohol, toxins, inflammation, weight gain. So, it all puts an extra demand on the body. So, those things influence hormonal balance, testosterone, mood, performance. So, I just want you to take a look at these stats along with the androgen deficiency and the low testosterone, because androgens are the male hormones, with testosterone being the one that most people recognize that plays a role in all of this. So when your testosterone or hormone balance is not being supported, men may say something like this, and maybe you've heard this, or men are not going to say, right? They're not going to say, I think my hormones are off. I don't know if I ever hear guys say that, but they may say, I'm tired, or I don't recover like I used to, or I don't have the same drive, or I'm gaining weight around my belly. I don't understand where it's coming from, right? I just don't feel as strong, or I don't feel like myself. So that's why Prime is positioned for a whole man support. And it's not just about libido or testosterone, it's simply about helping, again, the systems that help men feel better. So this is often called andropause. I like this because we hear like perimenopause or menopause, but men actually go through something it's called andropause. So it's age-related changes. That's all it is in men's hormone and vitality. So like I mentioned, these are just all common contributors, right? Stress, sedentary lifestyle, poor diet, again, the weight gain, the environmental toxins, right? Same things we talked about the women, normal aging. So there, at some point, these are gonna all start overlapping, so men are going to feel it, right? They're going to feel all these symptoms. So instead of chasing one symptom, this is what I love about the V daily, or I'm sorry, the V prime. I love my V daily though. It's designed to support all of this, right? The hormones, the stress, but also helps with circulation, prostate, and urinary health, recovery, and overall wellness. So again, it's going to support those root systems behind um, men's energy, libido, performance. So there's basically four core benefits. First, hormonal support, right? We're talking about the healthy testosterone production. Second is libido, energy, so helping support desire, vitality, performance. And third is actually the prostate, which is important for men as they age, especially when it comes to urinary wellness. So this is one area that I see a lot in my profession, is enlarged or cell proliferation. We call it hyperplasia of the prostate gland. So I see it a lot before, obviously, men even know it or feel it. And then fourth is adaptogens and antioxidants, which support the stress response, recovery, or in cellular protection. So I just want to make myself clear. V Prime is not a testosterone product, but it is a full wellness formula. So the main ingredients in V Prime, the fenugreek and the tomcat ali, are included for supporting healthy testosterone levels, strength, men vitality. So these are commonly used in wellness formulas to support that healthy level, drive, sexual well-being, and then they use the maca and the horny goat weed. So these are more connected to libido, stamina, performance. Maca is often used for vitality and endurance, while the horny goat weed is commonly associated with performance and circulation. And I read up on some studies with these ingredients, and they were actually done with athletes, cyclists, and I loved what I saw because these athletes all felt an increase in stamina and performance by using these simple ingredients. Ashwagandha and Shilajit support stress response, energy, recovery, resilience. So it's important because stress, right, it can work against male hormones. So again, same thing like women, energy, sleep, performance. So ashwagandha is an adaptogen. It helps the body adapt to the stress, while Shilajit is often used for the vitality, stamina, and the mineral support. Saw palmetto and pygium, and then lycopene are included. And these are the ingredients that help with prostate and urinary wellness. So this is going to be important again for men as they get older because prostate supports becomes part of that quality of life. And then we have key ingredients, the micronutrients, zinc, boron, vitamin D, vitamin K2. So again, zinc supports testosterone, immune, fertility. Boron supports metabolism, may help with free testosterone balance. Vitamin D3 supports muscle function. Vitamin K2 works alongside the D3, so it helps with calcium and cardiovascular and bone health. So the ingredient strategy, again, just like the women's, is layered, right? Testosterone support, libido support, stress and recovery support, prostate support, foundational nutrients. I have never seen a complete formula like this on the market. It has really blown me away. Usually you only get a little of this and a little of that. So the first benefit is definitely more energy performance. So it means, again, motivation, stamina, So men who want to feel more active and engaged. The second is libido and confidence. This is important because men's wellness is not just physical, it also affects their confidence, their mood, relationship, overall quality of life. And the third is the whole man support. Because I like this phrase because it's not just focused on one thing, right? It really is a full spectrum men's wellness product. So to wrap this up, there's just 3 points to remember. This is a science-backed wellness formula with targeted botanicals, adaptogens, antioxidants, and micronutrients. It provides comprehensive support, so hormones, energy, libido, prostate wellness, and overall well-being, and it's designed to support the modern man. So this is the man who's dealing with stress, aging, lifestyle demands, energy, and wanting to really feel more like himself again. So as we close, what really stands out to me again is how comprehensive the formula. Now I'm just going to say there are plenty of products out there with just one or two ingredients, and people often end up needing multiple products to support energy, libido, hormone, prostate. So what makes this different is that so much has been thoughtfully included in one formula. And this is a big deal because it can save people time, money, and guesswork. So to get started, it's just kind of like Harmony. Start with 3 capsules a day. Use it consistently for 2 to 3 months. As you begin to feel supported, you can transition to 2 daily for maintenance. And when it comes to sharing, keep it simple. Like I said, start the conversations, ask the questions, listen, educate, share experiences. You can talk to men about common areas they may relate to, such even women, right? Such as low energy, performance, libido, mood, confidence, recovery, prostate, urinary wellness. Again, our role is not to make medical claims. We're just here to educate, support, and provide simple wellness solutions. So if you were invited here tonight, I encourage you to get back with whoever invited you to learn more, ask questions, find the best next step for you. And if you're excited about what you learned, this is a great opportunity to begin sharing and supporting with others because these are brand new. Be the first to share it and have it because these are truly what I believe the first of its kind. So thank you so much for being here. Yes, Dr. Carla, would you like
I
to say
my
something?
my phone is literally blowing up with several repeat questions. Can I just address a few of these very quickly?
Of course, and that was
Okay,
the last one.
excellent. So someone asked the question about if you're on a GLP or a GLP-1, would glutation be good? Absolutely, because GLP-1s and GLPs as a whole, what they do is they slow the gut. They're basically an anesthesia, if you will, for the gut. It slows the process. Well, then you have greater metabolic waste. So by taking glutation, it's an antioxidant. Consider it like Pac-Man going in there and helping to detox some of that which would have normally moved, eliminated out of the body more naturally. Now it's slowed because of the medication. So that would be fantastic. Another question was for postmenopausal women, would the Harmony be beneficial? Absolutely, because you're postmenopausal, which means you have a declination. You've slowed in your own hormone production. So yes, it would be great. Does support hysterectomy? Well, it will. It's a beneficial supplement no matter how you look at it. If you've had a
Well-being.
partial hysterectomy and you still have ovaries, then definitely you're going to feel it more so than someone who's had a complete hysterectomy. But even in the case of a complete hysterectomy, it is still very good for women's health, supporting that. The question as far as breastfeeding, that of course is something that you would speak with your physician. But if you were asking me personally as your friend, I would say no, because everything passes in breast milk, and I would not want to pass anything
Yeah.
on to a baby that's not yet equipped to be handling anything else. The other question was on estrogen dominant, testosterone depleted. The goal is here not to raise, remember, we're not treating, we're supplementing the body, we're supplementing and supporting the body's natural ability to balance itself. So the goal isn't raising one or lowering the other. The goal is creating that balance. So even if you are estrogen dominant, testosterone depleted, this is a wonderful supplement for you to have. And there were many other questions, but those were the ones that kept coming up. So I hope that satisfies most of you.
Yeah, it's hard to look at the questions when you're presenting. So thank you for keeping
They
up on
went
that.
straight to my phone. I wasn't even
Oh,
trying to keep up with the chat.
oh, that's funny. And I like what Dr. Carla said because natural is just natural. It's not going to do correct. It just supports at that natural balance. That's what
Your
natural tries to
body's
do.
ability. So whatever your body's ability is, it's going to help you optimize that. And that's going to be different on everybody.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. And I think all the product sheets, the new products, I think they were downloaded into the back office. I saw them floating around, so I know some people were asking for those to have like all the ingredients and the details and stuff. So I believe they are in your back office right now, and they're available to buy. We had some really great bundles and packs that came out. So I always say, grab a couple. You're probably going to want to start with a couple packs and then kind of go from there. But to me, like I said, your hormones never stop. It's part of your endocrine system, and we have to treat it every day, right? Just one of those things I wish we could just treat one time and we're all better, but that's not how our bodies work. So,
And then the
um,
last question, because I think it's critically important, if you are pregnant and they're asking about glutation, this goes across the board. If you are pregnant, you should be taking nothing without the approval of your obstetrician.
yeah,
Period. End of
always,
story.
yep,
Period. End
always.
of story.
Yeah, that's a good, and it's good compliant too, because you always want to make sure that you are definitely checking with your healthcare professional and provider. So, I think that's it for tonight. I don't know if our admin has anything special to share. Um, I think this will be a great replay. Again, great for anyone looking for product education, sharing, promoting, and then hopefully we can do some more of this in the future. Kind of mix it up a little bit with our natural remedies call. And today's Wednesday, so tomorrow we do have a company overview every Thursday, same time. And then we'll start back on our normal schedule. And then normally this is natural remedies every Wednesday at the same time where you get to learn product education. So make sure you have it on your calendar because there's always somebody new with experience, always willing to share and help educate. So, okay. Well, I think this is it, and we look forward to more questions, and we will always help however we can. So, happy sharing.
Thank you, everybody. Have a blessed and beautiful night. Good night.
Bye bye.